Welcome to the Metaphysics Hour. I am your host, Rory Colgan. Thanks for tuning in today, tonight, whenever that is. I guess you can see some of my wish list items and interesting items on this screen, which is kind of interesting. But today, tonight, what I really wanted to go over was just a thank you for the support for Generosity or Greed, a novel. I've got a lot of support from you guys, and currently, let's see what the paperback is rated, or not rated, but ranked as. Let's see. We are, in political fiction, we're ranked, as you can see here, 3,112. And in psychological fiction, not as well, but it's probably a more densely populated, genre, for lack of a better word. And we're rated there 8,950. So again, I just want to thank you guys for the support. I know some of you reached out to me and requested a author signed copy, which is something I'm more than willing to do. You just have to send me the money and I'll send you the book. Takes a little bit because I still haven't even got my author copies. And it looks like, if you can look here, that if you buy it on Amazon, you can get your book delivered tomorrow. So I guess for whatever reason, the consumer side has a much better delivery system than the author side, because I'm still waiting. And you can see I purchased my copies on the 29th of last month and still haven't gotten them. So whatever that means, I guess the main thing is just that you have to be a little bit patient if you want a signed copy. So let's take a look at some of my other books. Rory Colgan. So this is what you should be able to do, and books should pop up. Let's see. Got Divine Economics. That was the most recent one, and you can see that that was published on January 5th, 2024. Can't believe that was already a year ago. This one was published January 27th, 2025. As you can see, a theme. I like to publish books, I guess, in January. Here's one that is pretty popular. I spoke with a lady that teaches yoga, and she was telling me that she uses this book, 72 Benefits to Meditation, as a opening book for her meditation sessions or her yoga sessions, I believe. And it's pretty amazing. I really enjoyed writing that one because essentially what I did is I just journaled after 70, I think it was like 78 consecutive meditations. And I asked myself a simple question. I simply said, what is it that I received in this particular meditation? And then once I chose what it was that I received, or at least could elucidate it, I wrote it down. And so there wasn't a whole lot of writing in this book, and there's not a whole lot of words, but that kind of makes sense, right? Because it's a book about meditation. So there's a little bit of an introduction, and then it just gets into basically like a coffee table style book, but for meditation. Let's see if there's even a sample here. Yeah. So, and of course you can do this at your own time, but I just wanted to showcase. Let's see. Those are the lists. So these are the different benefits of meditation. And these are things that I received after the meditation or during the meditation that I wrote down after the meditation. So you can see all these different things, from humility to immortality to humor to cleanliness to non-obligation or obligation, non-attachment. So let's just jump in. Oh, it doesn't even give you. It just basically gives you the introduction, I believe. Oh, sorry about that. I guess if I had my copy with me, I would read one. But in any case, this is a great example of one of the books that is available right now if you aren't aware of it. And let's go back here, see what other books, because I think it's got most of my books listed. On the Rebound, that was a September 2013. Wow. So that was almost 12 years ago. Golden Gem, that was my first book. That was back in 2008. That was kind of a fun one. And I did the illustrations on this, so don't laugh. Let's see. But the cool thing about this, and my dad actually did the cover, but the cool thing about this for me was that this story was meant to kind of give a subliminal message, right? Because I understand dream interpretation. This was an opportunity to write a story using symbolism that would hopefully inspire young humans to face their fears and overcome the challenges of living life, the challenges of being in a physical body, the challenges of being human. So that's just kind of the author's note right there. And that's pages 30 or 3 and 32 are not included in this sample. So as you can see, that was my artistic rendition. And that was not my best one, but it's kind of fun to look at, because I obviously am not a artist. I don't consider myself an artist, but it was a way, especially at that time, 2008, I was a teacher in a daycare, Montessori school. So I was reading kids' books all the time. So it was very important to me that they read good books, or books that were meaningful. Let's see, what else do we got here? So obviously you can peruse through this, different books. Lord's Song, this is a more recent one. Some reason I feel like I published this like just 2 years ago, but apparently it's been 5 or almost 5. So that's impressive to me. But that one I really enjoyed writing, because the motivation there was that I didn't have an access to my favorite translation of the book anymore. It essentially went out of print. It was like by the Yogi Society of Chicago or something like that, and hadn't been in print for, I don't know, 30 or 40 years. And so that was kind of the impetus to like, this book was one of the most profound books that I ever read in school. And it was one of the books that challenged me the most. So, but also at the same time, it didn't just challenge me, it changed me in a very beneficial way. So it gave me this opportunity to kind of reflect on like, why do I understand this book so well? Why did I get so much out of it? And so then I was like, well, you know what? Maybe it would be good if somebody that grew up in a Christian church and grew up, Catholic, and grew up with English as a first language, what happens if they interpret it and translate it? Because most everybody that when you get a translation of this book, they're coming from the East, they're coming from India, that particular area where this book originates. They're not coming from America. So I really was trying to make this from like kind of like an American perspective or a Christian perspective. And I think I did a decent job at it. At least I was happy enough with it to say, okay, I can publish this. Let's see, anything else that I'd like to talk about? Book of the Commonly Enlightened, that one you can actually get as a PDF from me, because it's a public domain book. And then there is Embracing Life, A Look at Death. That one's probably, that and the meditation book are probably my 2 favorite books. It's a pretty short book, but what was cool about the Embracing Life book was that this symbol or this front cover came to me in a dream. I was going to my mailbox in this dream, and I opened up the mailbox, and there were 2 books in it, and one of them was this one, and it had this cover, and the other one, the Lord's Song, had a cover kind of similar to this. So those 2 books had covers in the dreams, and this one was obviously the most like kind of from dream to reality. So I thought that was a really fantastic way to get a book cover. And then this one was from a friend at the time. Her name was Chelsea Vandermeer, and she did that for me because she's just a good artist, and at the time was a good friend. So that was another good book, probably my first long book that was, like 40,000 words or so. And it's kind of like I don't know, you could call it an autobiography, but it was also from the standpoint of this is what you can achieve. So anyways, hope you check this out. Lots of books. God bless you guys. Namaste. Be well.